Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to today's session of On Air with Boss. Our guest for today is Amna Nawaz Abbasi. Amna, can you please walk us through your journey at Beaconhouse?
I started my journey at Beaconhouse in the Magla campus with grade 3, and I was then in the Magla campus till the end of my A-levels.
What is your fondest memory from the campus?
It's the break time, the lunch time that we spent together as friends. We'd have this routine that 2 or 3 of us would queue up in front of the canteen, get the snacks. The rest of us would play dumb charades in the class, and then we'd bet on, there was this really good crisp that we would get, best crisp, bakery baked potato chips. So we'd bet on the packet of chips, and then whichever team would win, we'd have to buy them the packet of crisp. So it was all fun and games.
Amna, what kind of student were you?
I was not exactly a backbencher, but I also wasn't a nerd. I was the middle ground, sometimes having fun, sometimes leaning more towards the studies, but just there doing everything and anything that I could do.
What 3 words would you choose to describe yourself?
I would say that I am resilient. The second term that I would use is that I am an empath. I'm a nurturer. And lastly, I would say that I am somebody who's just going to be a friend to you.
Are you competitive by nature?
Healthy competitiveness, I would say yes. But I think for me, my biggest competition is my own self. For me, I need to I need to align myself with my goals. And I think once I'm able to do that, I may be able to achieve what I set my mind to.
So have you ever napped on in campus?
Not that I remember, no.
Is there one canteen snack that you miss till date?
Best crisp. I was always eating that. But also the samosas at Magla campus are really nice.
So Amna, if your campus life was a movie, what would the title be?
So I think it's going to be something between 3 Idiots and Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara.
So if your campus life was a song, what would the song be?
It's Beautiful Eyes and Angels there's this really renowned singer Tahir Shah.
So if you could travel back in time, is there something that you would do differently?
Surprisingly, the very day that I would not go, something eventful was happening. All of my friends had this photography day. So they took a lot of pictures until this day, which is like 12 years after spending time in BMI. We look back at those pictures, but I'm missing in those pictures. So now I do feel bad. I do want to go back into time and not take those days off and just be there with my friends.
So Amna, if you came across a genie who could grant you 3 wishes, what would you wish for and why?
I would wish for a little bit less empathy. The second would be eating a lot and not gaining weight. I think that's a big win in life. And the third would be to be able to retain my relationships with my parents, with my family, and with my friends.
So if you were supposed to classify your school experience in 3 words or phrases, what would you choose?
I think it was very grounding and very nurturing. The third one would definitely be, it was joyful, it was a happy experience, adventurous. But I think the 2 core takeaways at this point in my life now would be that it was very nurturing as a person for me now that I look back.
How has Beaconhouse shaped your professional journey?
Now that I've entered the education sector, I realize this more than before. It has really grounded me. The person that I am today, the way that I'm able to engage with my students is literally, I would give the credit to the nurturing time that I had in Beaconhouse. It has made me a person who's capable of emotional intelligence and a certain emotional depth that you do need to be in this sector where you have to connect with young minds.
So Amna, you've done your degree in law.
Yeah.
So why didn't you become a practicing lawyer?
I did. I practiced for 2 years, and just like all the other lawyers, my dream was to become a courthouse lawyer, a litigator. But I realized my interpersonal skills were better utilized in the education sector. I love talking to people.
What does mentorship mean to you?
Me as a person or my students, when they seek mentorship, the first idea of mentorship is support. Whether it's supporting them by listening to what they want to share, whether it's supporting them with the big dreams that they have, or supporting them by understanding the fears that they may have, it's always support in one manner or the other.
So, Amna, how do you think education has evolved with the passage of time?
Education, I think, has moved outside of classrooms. Back when I was in grade 3, 4, like up till my O levels, education was very limited to classroom and what was being delivered in a classroom. Now it has evolved and gone outside the classrooms. Now it's your mobile phones, it's the content that you're scrolling up and down throughout the day. It's the reels that you watch on Instagram that are based on research that other people do or research that they are not maybe doing enough. So it's evolved with AI, with a lot of digitalization, and definitely not limit to a teacher giving you one lecture within the bounds of a classroom.
Amna, how has AI impacted your line of work?
So what students have started now doing is that in preparing their answers, in giving out their assessments to their module leaders, they have majorly started using AI. So the learning is not just books anymore. In fact, it's barely books anymore. Even if it is books, it's not the notes, the books, the research, everything has become online. And in that online era, it's more so of an AI era that I see with my students, because it's a quicker version of hard work that they're doing now. It's a more, for them it's more reliable. However, we do set certain ethical boundaries for our students that AI must not be looked upon as something completely reliable. But for students and their learning, AI has become their go-to tool.
Amna, what advice would you have for somebody who wants to pursue a career in education?
An educationist cannot be without empathy. You're dealing with young minds. You're dealing with people who are coming with problems at home, problems of teenage, problems of being in that phase of life where you don't know what you want to do with your future. The number one strength that you can have is empathy, to be able to connect with people and just give them a warm space.
So, what's one myth about your profession that you would like to debunk?
One myth about my profession is that you earn a lot as a lawyer. So this is partially true. To be able to get to that position where you're earning a handsome salary or handsome take-home pay, you need to go through a lot of initial unpaid hours, unpaid labor. This is something that a lot of lawyers, senior lawyers, are now speaking up about. However, even till this date, students who have just graduated from courses that I'm teaching, the degree that I'm teaching, I personally know them to be working for free.
What is one myth about your profession as an educationist that you would like to debunk?
One thing that I have picked up is I think our society does not give enough credit to the people working in this sector. I think the role is very diminished in terms of conversations that we have around. It's made very insignificant. However, we lack, as a society, I think we lack the depth to understand that this is the building block of your whole society. So if you do not have good teachers, if you do not have good people in the education sectors, that is a trickle-down effect.
So, Amna, what advice do you have for the current students of Beaconhouse?
I would say just absorb everything. Beaconhouse in itself is designed in such a beautiful manner that you definitely do not realize when you're a student how much it's shaping you, because certain qualities and skills that you develop are not tangible things that you realize at the moment. At the moment, you're sitting in a science lecture or a maths lecture and you're just learning something about science. But what it's giving you is something so much more. So the best thing that I would say for the students is just absorb.
Thank you so much, Amna, for joining us on today's session of On Air with Boss. It was an absolute honor to host you, and I feel that you're an amazingly genuine person, and I wish you the very best in life.
Thank you. It was an honor being here and speaking with you.
Amna is a legal professional and academic practitioner, currently serving as the coordinator and lecturer for the University of Hertfordshire Law Program at the Millennium Universal College, Pakistan. In this role, she combines academic leadership with a commitment to developing future legal professionals. Holding an LLB from the University of London, Amna has gained experience across legal practice, compliance, litigation support, and higher education in both Pakistan and the United Kingdom. Her career includes work in legal research, regulatory affairs, academic administration, and public sector governance, providing her with a well-rounded perspective on law and education. An alumna of Beaconhouse Margala campus, Islamabad, Amna continues to bridge legal expertise with education, fostering critical thinking and professional growth among aspiring lawyers.
Beaconhouse Old Student Society, POS, building a community together.